Good evening everyone, and welcome to a slightly different Gundam news, because I will be switching between my normal room and segments that were filmed in this Japanese hotel room. And for this week's Gunpla news, we didn't get anything spectacular, but we did get something. And what of course immediately caught my attention was the thumbnail that said Road to Gunpla Battle. But upon further inspection, it is just a rerun of the Gunpla Scan movie thingy that they did last year. Basically, you can bring in your own Gunpla or rent one of theirs, get it scanned into the machine, and then have it appear in one of 3 movies. There is Hangar, in which your 1/144 scale Gunpla launches from a catapult. There is Wasteland, in which your 1/144 scale Gunpla stands in a lonely wasteland at dusk. And then there is Daybreak for your SD Gundams. The event is held from the 19th to the 21st of August at the Tokyo Gundam base, and from the 26th to the 28th at the Fukuoka Gundam base. I will have the promotional video with all the information down below, but of course it is all in Japanese. Next up, I've got some good news for those who want the high-grade hobby Hizack. Currently, it is only available to Gundam base members over at Gundam Side F, but this week they also said that it is scheduled to become available at regular Gundam base stores and overseas. Of course, at a later date. And talking about the Gundam base, that is where the clear-colored high-grade Gundam Apparel was released on the 22nd for 1,430 yen, 10 US. And then on the 29th, the real grade Unicorn Gundam Final Battle Specifications, Special Coding version, and high-grade Narrative Gundam Apex Clear Color version were released. And from the same day from Gundam Side F, you could get the high-grade Gym 3 Earth Federation Forces spec / Bosch Custom. And it even comes with its own promotional video linked down below. And then finally on Japanese P Bandai, the Master Grade Gundam Mark V got a restock. Somewhere in between figures and Gunpla then, we got the final details for the 5th G-Frame Full Armor lineup. We knew almost everything, except for one mobile suit that was going to be included. And just as I and everyone else predicted, it was the Calibarn. Because of course it was going to be the Calibarn. Like, this has to be literally the most obvious secret mobile suit ever. And of course it comes in 2 sets, an armor set and a weapon / movable frame set. And what's interesting is that this time around, the weapon / movable frame set also makes the figure more color accurate. Like, just the armor set makes it look very white, almost like the rollout colors, which in and of itself is also a pretty good look for the Calibarn. And also from the G-Frame line, the P Bandai Limited RX-93FF New Gundam and MSN-04FF Sazabi set went up for pre-order for 7,975 yen, which is around 60 US, so no small price to pay for the Side F versions of the 2 main Char's counterattack machines. But at the very least, they do come with a lot of beam effect parts, and of course, a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. And for the figures, on Monday over at P Bandai, reservations begun for the Robot Spirits Nightingale Char Special Color version. At 36,300 yen, it was so expensive that I forgot to write down the exact conversion rate, so I guess that's going to be around 280 US. This is the most expensive standard Robot Spirits figure that I've seen so far, or at least that I remember seeing so far. But it definitely makes for a very impressive one. The glossy red looks amazing, and the golden accents make it stand out even more. Combine that with a fancy stand, and this is definitely something to get for the big Char fans out there. Do keep in mind though that this is not a new figure, it's not a new mold. It's a shiny version of the 2019 release. And this metallic version is currently scheduled for a December release. Perfect for Christmas. And after this already expensive figure, things got even more expensive with the announcement that the metal structure Kaitai Shouki new Gundam will be getting a restock in January, with pre-orders at general retailers beginning, well, general Japanese retailers beginning on September the 4th. This beast of a figure goes for 102,300 yen, 725 US, so time to start saving up if you want one. And if your bank account is still safe after that, they just announced that in August we'll be getting more information on a metal build Freedom Gundam, and that in September we'll be getting more information for a metal build Providence. And here is a picture of the prototype of the Providence Gundam that I took over at the Tamashii store in Tokyo, but for the Freedom Gundam in the image, that is actually the already released one, which was released back in 2019, if I remember correctly. So I wonder what this new one is going to be. Is it just going to be like an anniversary color variant, or is it actually going to be a whole new figure to go along with the new Providence Gundam? Slightly more wallet friendly then, we have 3 new Robot Spirits announcements. First up, from the amazing Blue Destiny games, we get 2 equally amazing looking figures, the Blue Destiny Unit 1 and the Efreet Custom, each going for 9,900 yen, 70 US. And they really activated the exam system here with everything included. They come with differently colored thruster effect parts for the normal, well, the normal thrust and the exam powered thrust, parts to replicate the exam system itself, including the fiery effect part on the Efreet and all of their standard weapons. For the Efreet, that is just 2 swords, and for Unit 1, the bullpup machine gun, ground type machine gun, ground type shield, and effect parts to fire the chest missiles. Pre-orders at general Japanese retailers will start on August the 4th, with the Efreet releasing in December and Unit 1 in January. And then for 8,800 yen, 62 US, pre-orders went live for the Gelgoog Jaeger Sergeant Tag Custom over at P Bandai. It is slated for a December release, and it doesn't just come with the usual accessories for a Gelgoog Jaeger, like the B machine gun and propellant tanks, but also includes arm-mounted storage cases, a knuckle shield, effect parts, and 3 in-scale figures of Tag himself. Something you don't really see with the Robot Spirits line. In fact, the only in-scale figures that immediately come to mind are those of Zeta, and they weren't even included with the Robot Spirits Ariel, but they were included with the SH Figuarts Zeta figure. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, we also got a High New Gundam and Nightingale, with both of them joining the PlayStation version of Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the 5th anniversary festivities, which also includes some free stuff, a step-up campaign, and a vote for which mobile suit should be included in the next special supply drop. I'll have the link for that down below. Then in Gundam Extreme vs. 2 Overboost, the Dreadnought Eta joins the fun. In Super Robot Wars DDD, Cherubim and Lock-On Stratus have become available. And from UC Engage, we got the latest information livestream. The next limited gacha will be Judo and the full armor Double Zeta Gundam. The next event gacha will be Amuro and the Gundam riding on a very streamlined and good looking version of the G Fighter. The Zagok E and Lina will be joining, and we got some more beautiful animation that looks like it came straight out of the old anime. This time featuring Shalya Bull and the Brabro. I will have the link to the full information video down below. And in other news, a new Bandai Gachapon store opened up in Marugame Gunyas Tsutaya. The latest Advance of Zeta update, for once, isn't about a Barzam, but about a Hizack of all things, and it is combined with the Icarus. So while it doesn't make my Barzam update video obsolete, it does kinda make my Ireland development history somewhat obsolete, but I can always include that thing when I finally get to the Hizack. And this week's featured Gundam girl is the massive Zock Girl, which consists of 2 main parts. You have the girl herself, whose design feels more generic marine mobile suit than Zock, and then you have the actual Zock parts that kind of go over her like a poncho. And the reason for that is very simple, because unlike in the main series where the Zock is its own mobile suit, in this alternate universe, it is actually amphibious equipment for the Zaku too. And when she goes ashore, then she can ditch all that extra stuff and transform into that mode you see on the side. A very interesting reinterpretation of the Zock. On to the things you could get this week then. Starting last week Sunday, Mobile Suit Ensemble 5 once again appeared in Gachapon machines across Japan. So for 500 yen a spin, around 4 US, you can get the 00 Quanta, Victory 2 Gundam, Godlaugh, Einkrat, and a weapon set. On Monday then, you could get Gundam Manhole X Odawara City original stamps or participate in the Bandai Gachapon Kuji. The stamps are sold in some post offices in Odawara City, and one sheet of 584 yen stamps will set you back 1,300 yen, around 9 US. And for Bandai's Gachapon Kuji, it is kind of a fusion between a regular Gachapon and the Ichiban Kuji lottery thing that we've covered quite a few times on Gundam News already. So it is still in a Gachapon machine, and it is 400 yen per spin, around 3 US. But rather than winning items from one specific series, like for example the Mobile Suit Ensemble series that we just talked about, there are now 3 different ranks of things you can win. There is the A rank, basically the U1 rank, which is either a Suletta or Miorine SD figure. There is the B rank or middle price, which is a Miorine, Suletta, or Ariel rubber keychain, or the C rank or consolation prize basically. An acrylic keychain of Suletta, Nika, Chuchu, Sophie, Norea, Miorine, Elan, Shadiq, Guel, or Lauda. On Wednesday, you could pick up the amazing soundtrack of Witch from Mercury in a variety of versions that even include an LP version. And then finally on Friday, you could get the Gundam Seed Destiny HD Remaster Complete Blu-ray box and the newest Gundam Universe lineup. For 3,300 yen a pop, 23 US, there is the Gundam Ariel, the Tall Geese 2, and the Shining Gundam with its shining finger. Or for 4,950 yen, 35 US, you could get the Barbs Loops Rex. As for this week's Gundam reading material then, there was the September issue of Shonen Sunday S Special, in which Gundam Aggressor is being serialized, the September issue of Model Graphics, which features the Full Mechanics Ariel, High Grade Award Heavy, and Heinrich Sturm. But, as you can tell by its cover, the main feature is Daikon 4. Well, to be specific, the 40th anniversary of the thing. Then there was the September issue of Hobby Japan featuring the amazing Calibarn, the Witch from Mercury special book, which includes an Ariel and Ariel Rebuild Gunpla pouch, the September issue of Gundam Ace, which has Johnny Raiden on its cover, and also includes a poster of the man, plus a clear file of the Vanitas Heart manga, and then finally we also get a bunch of Tankobon manga volumes. Volume 1 of Witch from Mercury Vanitas Heart, Volume 2 of Gundam Pulitzer, Volume 4 of Around 30 Office Lady Haman-Sama, and Volume 4 of Ramba Ral's Immoral Meals. And for both Gundam Pulitzer and Haman-Sama, there is a promotional video, which are of course linked down below. And additionally, we also got the 3rd chapter of the Flanagan Boone manga, linked down below. Moving on to this week's Gundam Apparel then, where on the 21st, we got things from Strict G, Cospa, and Bankore. Strict G released the quintessential Japanese summer accessory, a folding fan. They are made in collaboration with Nishikawa Shoroku Shoten, which traces its history back all the way to 1585, and for 4,950 yen each, 35 US, you can get a new Gundam design, Ariel design, or Xi Gundam design. Cospa then will be releasing a series of heavyweight t-shirts in October. And what makes them heavyweight is literally the thickness and therefore the weight of the fabric used. This makes them stronger and probably also warmer than a regular t-shirt. But what doesn't really change is the price. 3,520 yen, 25 US is about the usual price for an official Gundam t-shirt. And the available designs are Xeon Grey, Xeon Moss Green, the 08th MS Team Grey, the 08th MS Team White, Anaheim Navy, Anaheim White, Neo Xeon Burgundy, or Neo Xeon Dark Grey. And if you can't wait until October, this week they're also available from the Cospa booth at OneFest, or they're also on pre-sale in early August from the physical Cospa stores. Meanwhile, over at Bankore then, pre-orders went up for the Matilda Ayan Dialogue acrylic stand for 1,782 yen, around 13 US. Her quote is from episode 24 on why she joined the Supply Corps, and it'll come flying your way in September. On Monday then, reservations went live for the Amuro and Char acrylic stands. For 1,320 yen, 9 US, you can get them in regular size, which is about 10 centimeters 4 inches, or for 2,750 yen, 19 US, you can get them in big size, which is literally twice as big, 20 centimeters or 8 inches. And on the same day, you could get another acrylic stand from the Rue Luca collection. You've got one design with her helmet and another design with her personal emblem that you can get on an acrylic stand for 1,980 yen, 14 US, a t-shirt for 3,850 yen, 27 US, a two-way tote bag for 5,940 yen, 42 US, a bath towel for 4,400 yen, 31 US, a face towel for 2,200 yen, 16 US, and a mug for another 2,200 yen, 16 US. And just like the Matilda Ayan acrylic stand, all of these will be flying your way in September. And then finally, from the 27th to the 31st, there is a Gundam Seed collaboration with FX Creations at Taipei's 2023 comic exhibition. There's Freedom and Justice Gundam inspired backpacks, side bags, waist bags, desk mats, and even RFID blocking wallets. On Thursday, we got another Dialogue acrylic stand for 1,782 yen, 13 US, and this time it is Amuro jumping in the air after getting a picture with Matilda. And one day later, we got more acrylic stands, this time for 1,980 yen a piece, 14 US. You can get one with images, well, screenshots of Hathaway or of Gigi, and they can also be locked together if you want to. And then finally, we go back to Strict G. They released these really cool Japanese art-inspired t-shirts of the Freedom Gundam and the Justice Gundam, and they go for 5,830 yen a piece, which is around 41 US. Then they had a collaboration with New Era 940 with 4 types of Gundam-inspired caps that go for 6,600 yen each, 47 US, and they are slated for an October release, with the available designs being a burgundy one with Char logo, a black one with Char logo, a white one with the Unicorns logo, or a black one with a Holder logo. And then last but not least, they opened up a pop-up store at the Anicom and Games Hong Kong 2023 convention, where you can also get some limited edition which from Mercury things. There are 2 different t-shirts and a bag. And as always, let's wrap things up with the polls. A few weeks ago, Gundam.info wanted to know what our favorite Zaku from Gundam Seed Destiny is. And both the winner and the loser were quite definitive. Hizack is still as popular as ever on the Japanese side of the fandom, leading the /Zaku Phantom to victory with 36.7%. Meanwhile, the Gunner Zaku Warrior, which was represented by the standard color version and not Luna Maria's custom version, came in last with only 18.5%. Not bad, but also not good enough either. For second place then, the battle was extremely close between the standard Zaku Warrior and the Commander U's Blaze Zaku Phantom, with 22.5 and 22.3 respectively, so a difference of only 0.2%. I do wonder what the main factor was for pushing the Zaku Warrior over the Zaku Phantom. Was it because Athrun used it? Was it because it resembles the standard Zaku from the Universal Century more? Is it because mass production mobile suits do tend to be slightly more popular, or is there some other reason for it? But whatever the case might be, that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.